I'm a fucking practical dude. I was having an email exchange with someone. That's one of the reasons why I opened up so hot about the Jews.
The worst thing you can do is cuck and bow to someone's irrational feelings against their own best interest.
This guy was like, if you're a Christian, you should know that attacking Israel is attacking God. I'm like, when did I attack Israel? Like, it's like, I'm practical. My mom is German and her dad survived the Great Depression. About the Jews. I'm not saying anything profound here, but I love that Israel exists. I love my Jewish friends that are in America. I'm saying that they're meddling in the media and in the banking industry and in all that shit is not a blast to live through right now. I almost feel like,
Do you see Gary too? Oh, yes. Yes, Gary's right here.
big fan, you know,
I don't want him to feel bad.
Jews are like the fucking your bipolar friend that you always have to like praise before you give them any criticism, where it's like,
Like if you had a friend that's talking to an invisible friend all the time,
no, you're really good at volleyball and you know, we've been friends for 20 years and you're like, you know, every Dungeons and Dragons character, but
if you start saying, well, how do you do today, Gary?
and then we'll talk about how good bagels are and how good of writing comedy you are and like,
No, but
great song. Why does bread need yeast?
I don't want him to feel bad.
I never thought bread needed yeast, but while we're at it, how about we don't go to war with Syria? How about we don't go to war with Syria? That's all I'm saying. Fiddler on the Roof has become bass player in the basement. I think that's a good bit, by the way. Can someone comment in the comment section that Jack Miller just said no?
And I love watching you stream, but you gotta change the way you talk to your audience.
Want to follow that up, Jack? Because someone's about to get banned.
I can talk to my audience any way I want.
I do not need you here. That's how I feel about Jews. You have to like build them up and build them up and build them up
Do you see Gary too?
until you give them the littlest thing where it's like,
Oh, yes. Yes, Gary's right here.
Listen, I came here for the lolly.
How do you do today, Gary?
stop printing fake money.
Anti-Semitism isn't a real word. It's nonsense. Doesn't mean anything.
No one gives a fuck about you.
And no, I don't have hatred towards Jewish people.
Except for the $39 billion that we paid for their wall, and we can't have our own wall based on a lot of his lobbyists that apparently have loyalty to Israel. I'm like,
If you criticize ISIS, you're technically being anti-Semitic.
you know, like just for a second, just stop printing fake money.
Actual anti-Semites.
It solidifies their fantasy world.
The Jews are the bipolar friend that you have to like build up before you give them like any criticism.
I am not one of them.
Because we don't want him to feel bad or crazy.
I do not believe the Jew is responsible for the world's problems.
Put down the globe, Gary.
Saying Jew is one of the sacred cows that I'm going to go at a little bit here.
Did I ever say I don't think Israel should exist?
I don't want him to feel bad.
Get the fuck out of here, you little fucking pussy.
You don't just say no. You know, put the gun down.
No.
Not your band.
We want everyone to feel good all the time.
I don't need you here, buddy.
Hide user from channel.
No, you say, buddy, there's no buddy there.
Put the gun down, Gary.
That's insane.
You don't just say no.
You sure? That's how you create pure madness.
Fiddler on the Roof?
No one gives a fuck about you.
You don't see him? No.
That's insanely funny.
Now we have to make it a mandate that everyone sees Gary.
Where is that part in the Bible?
Ha! But I was like,
These days, people are like, oh no,
Great piece of fiction.
Gary, are you not real?